Well, what do you know? These douche nozzles are trying to force the country open early. Arizona's still got numbers going up, but they're opening up dine-in restaurants tomorrow or the next couple days. The 11th, I guess. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So, but I guess there's been a progression, right? Oh, by the way, your Barbary Allen channel here on YouTube, wildandwoollywordsmith.com, barbaryallen.wordpress.com. What is today? Oh, it's Cinco de Mayo. You know, that silly holiday that gringos don't understand, but they like to pretend like they understand Hispanic culture on that day. That holiday, yeah. But anyway, so on the virus. It's been a weird progression, hasn't it? First, it was nothing. It wasn't even coming here. It was a China virus. It was a Wuhan thing. It wasn't even coming here. Then it got here. And they're still, oh, poo, poo, poo. Then the word got out that it was killing lots and lots of old people. And generally speaking, the exception of some smaller immigrant communities, the older and the richer, which are not necessarily, certainly aren't mutually exclusive, the older and the richer, generally whiter. Why? Because 80 years ago, there's a lot more white people being born than black or brown in this country. And certainly a lot more that were surviving longer, surviving past adulthood. So, anyway, the facts are there. And so all of a sudden we started caring a little bit. Maybe we started worrying about it. Oh, okay. And lockdown started. Blah, blah, blah. And then they were telling that the children and the youth don't have to worry about it. So we had youth going out there being crazy. And, okay, well, we're not sure about closing schools. And then people pulled their heads out of their asses and realized that the children were killing grandparents. And no, that wouldn't work. And again, this is kind of, the Republican electorate. They finally realized, wait a minute, we're killing off our own fucking electorate. So they started doing something. States started getting shut down. Stimulus checks went out. People started realizing they were in danger, and white people demanded to be protected. And then once the youth started, again, they still weren't doing anything, when it was the youth that were dying, they weren't even concerned because they're like, yeah, fuck it, they're more Democrats anyway. So that really didn't push anything over the bubble. And then they realized that everybody was going to get it. Oh my God! Now the studies are saying everybody's getting it. So instead of fuck the youth, they don't care, blah blah blah, let them die, blah blah blah. Then it was like, oh, everybody can get it. Everybody's going to get it, and blah blah. And so we're back to the it's going to be really bad. And we're going to lose all these people. And we got to do everything we can. And then just at the same time that people are now protesting and clamoring that the worst is over, let's get back to business. Oh, wait, well, actually before that, they realized that minorities were being hit harder by this. And politically it's bad if they let that continue. But again, the Republicans are like, why should we give a fuck? And white rural America, why should we give a fuck? Our numbers aren't, people aren't dying, blah, 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 blah. So they're starting to wonder, well, why is this, well... So, you got these white people in the Midwest going, so some black people that I don't really care for are going to die. Fuck you, I want to go back to work. So now that it's, minorities seem to be, and now they're finding out that it's not just the inequity of the system, maybe. I mean, they're obvious that the inequities of the system are stacking the deck and causing the poor to be more apt to die. And that shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. It's the case with any other disease that you can get in this world. The more resources you have, the more apt you are to survive it. Unless it's unsurvivable. But now they're starting to find out that maybe in Britain anyway, there's some rumors that maybe they're starting to think that maybe it's more than just the economic inequalities, that maybe there's something about a couple of these minority groups that makes them more susceptible. Now granted, this is in England. So they have a lot more of an East Asian and Caribbean population. And they're finding that those people are more susceptible. Now, it'll be interesting to see how much harder they clamor to go back to work if it turns out that it really is more deadly for minorities than white people. How true will the colors be that we see then? If they realize, because right now they're just seeing numbers that show, well, it's not coming to us. We're not in big cities. We're not in big cities.
Not for you, sister.
We're not in big cities. And so we don't have to worry about this. Well, if it gets to the point where they start believing that white people have an immunity, oh Lord, are they going to get retarded about this? Watch out. Watch out. You think they're clamoring for their rights to go back to work, which is ironic and stupid in any number of ways. But yeah, I guess they'd all gladly go to work if they thought that it could enforce, or thought it could cause deaths to minorities. Think about that. Being hardworking and going to all the places and congregating anywhere you can. I mean, they've already had racists that, convinced that they had COVID, went out and tried to cough on minorities. So it's already happened. What if it turns out that minorities are more susceptible? What if these little 2-bit fucking Nazis can cough out their own little fucking gas chamber? How will the worm turn then? Depressing thought, I know. Happy Cinco de fucking Mayo. Barbara Allen channel here at YouTube. WildandWoollyWordPress.com. BarbaraAllen.wordpress.com. See you next time.